We have reached the credited final part of the Capwolf saga. I am glad I looked at it fully, because it has been a wonderful representation of the story's quality. This is Captain America 407 by Marky Mark G and Ricardo Leavenworth. Dreadful cover, properly bad. The layout is there. I think I read that Ricardo Leavenworth started out as a raider. So the layout is there, but the execution and the actual art is not. Look at the state of Wolf's Girl in the bottom right. All I can say is Jim Lawson would have done it better. Smooth. 4 for 4 this week. I think one of the worst things is that the covers, more than once in this story, have been followed by a splash page or an image that is not only a better cover idea, but better art. That Captain America piece on the left, the art there is actually good, and it would have been a decent cover image. Him fighting a bunch of wolves. What is happening is our villain, Mr. Crowley, Alistair Crowley, he has stolen the moon gem, and he has become Star Wolf, the wolf god, lord of the wolves. This is daft as fuck, but it maybe comes from ad man-wolf stories. I don't know, I've not read them. I think Star Wolf, or this God of the Wolves thing, maybe comes from that. It has the knock-on effect here of taking one of the best things about this story, its villain, and dragging him down and making him as bad as the rest of the story. He worked as an evil druid that was controlling a town of wolves and performing a ritual that involved slitting Dr. Droom's throat. You've taken all that away to make him Star Wolf, and we have wolf on wolf action. It's pathetic. This is just rubbish. I hate that it is rubbish. We are at the point in the story where there is nothing good left. All the ideas or the stray bits of connections or whatever, they are all... Oh, there's a pun there. Stray. I said stray. And they're all like stray dogs. Wasn't worth pointing out, was it? Everything about this story that I had previously said, there's maybe something there for, as corroded, and we have this. I don't think even furries would like this. We have our cast of other Marvel wolves. Wary Wolf at 8, Wolf's Girl. Over here is Farah, the crap Wolf's Girl substitute from Excellent Force. A character who has only been used in this story as a plot mechanic to involve a more popular character, Cable Man. This is a all appearance in the story. It's embarrassing. And why doesn't Cable Man just gone home after collecting her ear? That was his mission. That is why he's involved. She went missing, and so he was going to locate her and bring her back. I like Cable Man. Or I did, before I realised I ate the Excellent Men fanbase so much that I never want to read Excellent Men comics again. Cable Man, he comes to town and starts shooting at everyone. He then has a fight with Captain America. A fight for almost no reason at all. This is the first meeting of the two, Captain America and Cable Man. This is the first time they had ever crossed paths. This story, it is wasted potential. There is so much that could be done with these two characters, and this remains one of the select few stories where they have interacted. We get to see Cable Man fight werewolf Captain America instead of anything substantial. I want to properly explore their histories. One of them is a soldier from the past. The other is a soldier from the future. I want them to really contemplate each other. There's so much you can do there. One issue of Cable Man and Dead Pills is not enough. That is the only time they really bothered with contrasting the two or having them play off each other in a proper way. I want something like Captain America 241 or Captain America Annual 8. I'd even settle for a goddamn Blood and Glory. I'll tell you what I blame. Captain America the Legend. Cable Man is listed in that. You see him pictured in that. And that was my introduction to Cable Man. I only ever had that one tiny picture, and so everything about Cable Man I thought of in relation to Captain America. When I read more with Cable Man, this isn't a symbolic cover, by the way, that was really the first Cable Man story I read. I found a copy dead cheap in a second-hand shop in Manchester. I then noticed how badly I wanted them to meet. I wanted more from a Captain America story with Cable Man, because as I read more with Cable Man, the possibilities for a great story between the two became more and more apparent to me. They've done more with Dead Pills and Captain America than with Cable Man. Something else just crossed me mind. This story is so shameless. Why isn't Punisher there as well? Have his dog, Max. Punisher had a guard dog around this time called Max. Have Max feel summoned to this town as well. Max comes to this town and Punisher follows him. Gan all in. Wolfman, Punisher. Can we find some way to have Ghost Driver pop in too? Here we have Wolfman and Dr. Doom and Moonhugger. They work together against Mr. Crowley. A very unearned redemption for Moonhugger. But we say he wasn't acting entirely of his own accord before this. These 2 pages even, he's still acting as a villain. Dr. Doom then frees his mind and Wolfman's mind. Supposedly, anyway. I don't know. It seems out of character for Dr. Doom to not have just taken over control of their minds. Maybe he's controlling them now. The level of Karma Houdini that Moonhugger performs at the climax of this story is absurd. Immediately after this, he becomes Captain America's personal pilot. Captain America doesn't know this man at all. Even if he was under mind control for all their past interactions, that doesn't make his liberated self automatically an ally you straight away give Avengers clearance to. I really do hate this. What this story has become. There's no spark of anything left. This is a corpse that passed away 3 issues ago. And it's all straight-faced. It's played straight. In the end, Cable Man stamps on the moon gem. And we finish things with Wolfman saying he digs Captain America's new look. We're not done with Capwolf yet. We have one more issue of wrap-up. The story was that good that it needs an extra issue to resolve all its great ideas. Before we look at that though, I will be jumping back and looking at the one issue that sets up some aspects of Capwolf. We have the usual backup story, the better part of the issue. We have a villain-centric 5-pager here. Bane has returned to Red Skull Man with Rachel Diamond as his prisoner. And unlike the main story, we have some characterization here. We have some compelling personalities interacting. And we even have a dilemma. One of Red Skull Man's flunkies is Cuthbert, a Z-list villain from one issue of Spider-Man Team Up. But it turns out Cuthbert is actually Rachel Diamond's estranged brother. Very coincidental, not a big fan of it. Again, it is small universe syndrome. But putting him into this situation where his loyalty is tested is leagues above the main story. He's also banging Mother Superior, and then he goes to confront his sister. I will actually fill you in on Cuthbert, at least with a little more detail, when we come to his story playing out, which is either in the backup of next issue, or the issue after that, where this Skellington Crew story takes centre stage. I do think it's the next part though. Hank Miller pin-up. Even that is canny shit. I definitely don't recommend this. I am glad we are at the end. I can finally review other Captain America stories. I feel free. This story is a disaster, but I do want to, I really do. I want to highlight that it wasn't a disaster to begin with. That's what I feel everyone deliberately hides when they call it the worst comic ever. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good either, but the story could have turned out fine, but then it became every bit as bad as they say. To compare part 1 or part 2 to parts 5 or 6, the difference in quality is horrifying. The truth is, I would rather call myself Son of Capwolf and have people think I was a fan of this story than still call myself Son of Nimrod and have people think I liked the Excellent Men. Nobody got the reference anyway. Son of Nimrod. Pixies have a song called Nimrod's Son. I was referencing that, but with the Excellent Men character. Fuck that. If man is 5, then the devil is 6, and God is 7 thumbs up. There is no chance on earth I haven't ended a video with that already.